So hello, it is Thursday and I actually just filmed my newbie video, kind of a replacement for the first ever newbie video that I posted on YouTube more than a few, maybe like 4 years ago or something, maybe 5 years ago. So I posted a new one. I also showed a little small tour of my bookshelf. So this is my first vlog. I'm so close to the camera. I should not be. I'm gonna put this down. My arm hurts. And yeah, so I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna watch something, probably BookTube or a show. I don't know. And then I'm gonna read. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do.
And there was a critique around that, and I was like, well, I think
I'm gonna close the door. Still kind of looks haunted, but it's okay. Okay, it's better than nothing. So it technically, I'm gonna pick my wedgie. Okay, so technically it's almost bedtime for my little one. What time is it? Oh shoot, my phone's at the front. Anyways, I'm gonna leave my phone actually by the living room because it's less distracting, and I hope I'm not talking too loud. Wait, I think I'm talking too low. Wait. So yeah, it's less distracting, my phone, if it's in this room, though I do need it for time, just to know when I should put my child to sleep in the meantime. So actually, which is actually on my phone, I am reading Sirens and Muses. So far I'm liking it. I'm tabbing it, as you can see. We're being introduced to multiple characters, and this story is set in 2011 during Occupy Wall Street. We're just meeting students at this art school who have like a connection to each other. So I'm still going through that, but I've been tabbing it a little bit here and there, just a few quotes that I think resonate with me, or that a few quotes that resonate with me and that I feel may have some kind of meaning towards the middle and the end. But and I didn't really read the synopsis because there's a section in there that I think will kind of give things away, because I went into this book not knowing exactly what it was. I didn't even know that it was set in 2011, and when I found out that it was set in 2011, I was kind of thrown off because I was like, oh well, this is not what I wanted. But then as I was reading and as we were meeting the characters, you know, figuring out like their personalities, their inner thoughts, what they think about the other people around them, I started to get a little bit more into it. So I'm still reading this one. I've already started to read this book. I didn't show it that much recently, but this one is Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway, and it's a very mundane book, to say the least. You're following these characters and their inner thoughts, which is very interesting. But yeah, so far I'm actually really liking it. But I was I'm not liking the lighting anymore because it's getting dark outside, and now it looks like darkness. Wait. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I have a Libby account, like many book people, or people who are into reading do, and I put myself on the waiting list for the audiobook of The Lone Women. Actually, it's not called The Lone Women, it's just called Lone Women, and it's now available for me to listen to on Libby. So, and it just literally came to me, and I have been reading this book like slowly, because I read so many books at the same time, which is probably a very bad thing, to be honest, at this rate, because I should just like start a book and finish the book. But so far I've just been starting books and not finishing. Since borrowing the audiobook, I was thinking that maybe I will try to read this and see how far I could get with it tonight. It's not a super long audiobook, it's about 9 hours, but if I speed it up I may be able to finish it faster and maybe even finish it by tomorrow. So, and I actually really do like this book. I really do. I just don't know what it is with me. Like I'm just reading so many books at the same time, it's hard to explain what I'm going through. But anyways, the other thing that I wanted to show you was I got a package in the mail that I haven't opened yet. I think I know what it is, so I'm gonna open it right now. If I can. What the heck? Oh, okay. Hard time opening this. There we go. Finally. Okay. Dawn by Octavia Butler. I have been waiting for this book for months. I ordered it like 3 months ago. I don't know why it took so long to get here, but it did, and I have it. So I'm really excited for this book. I don't read a lot of science fiction books, but I have read the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin twice. So that was like one of the first, actually not one, but the first science fiction book that I ever read. And then, you know, I've read a few Octavia Butler. I did read Kindred, which is considered science fiction, but at the time that I read it, I didn't think it was science fiction. I didn't really know where to place it, to be honest, but it was a good book and I really liked it. This one I'm excited to read. It is set in a dystopic world after Earth has been taken over, and I think even blown up by outside forces, aliens essentially. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I'm actually reading this along with my sister, and we're kind of like planning a little something which should be interesting for us because we don't normally read science fiction books. But yeah, we're excited to read this. So yes. So anyway, it is bedtime for my daughter, so I'm gonna do what I can to get my little one into bed. So she's gonna go to sleep. Hopefully she'll fall asleep, and I'm gonna get her into bed, and I'm going to start reading Lone Women, and I'm gonna see how it goes. Yes. morning. It is Friday and I'm back again in my Udi. I realized that I wore this part of the day yesterday and I'm wearing it again today, and I'm like, I should change, but it's so comfortable and I really don't want to. But I should change though, because I do have work. It is Friday. I'm making coffee right now. But last night, I wanted to update you on my reading progress. Last night, I was reading Lone Women, and I was just about to go to sleep because I was like, you know what? It wasn't picking up. Like, nothing was really happening in like the first maybe 60 pages or 60 or 70 pages. And I was like, you know what? It's an okay book. It's not bad. But I'm really tired because these days I just can't sleep. I can't read at night. Let me just go to bed. But then we got to the next chapter and something big happened. And I was like, oh, okay, wait, no. Okay, now I'm awake. Lone Women follows Adelaide, who we discover has a secret, and that secret has killed her parents. Now, the way that this opening, or the opening of the book starts off, it makes it seem like maybe Adelaide was the one who killed her parents. It seems like no, she didn't. But it seems like no, she didn't. Hopefully it's not really spoilery. I'm trying to explain things without spoiling them, and I'm not really sure how to do that. But we're meeting this thing that she's been keeping in her trunk, this huge heavy trunk that she's been traveling with from California to Montana. But yeah, so now it's picked up. I'm going to continue reading that book. I have the audiobook for it, so I should be able to finish it today. If I tried, I think I should be able to finish it today. I'm also reading Sirens and Muses, which is pretty good. Set in 2011, set during a protest in 2011, and we're meeting a ton of different characters. I'm enjoying the vibe of the book. I usually don't, well, that's a lie. I was picking up like what was termed like dark academia books because I thought maybe I would like that vibe. But I've read a few dark academia books, and I'm not sure if I like that genre or if I'm interested in that genre, or if I do like the vibe of dark academia, but in certain books, I feel the genre is played out and the tropes are the same and predictable. And so I haven't really been liking that kind of academic setting. There are a few books on my TBR that are academic setting and that I'm interested in reading, but it's not the first thing on my list. I'm not like, oh my god, I need to read this kind of book. And when I first picked up Sirens and Muses, I didn't realize that it was like in an academic setting. And what got me essentially was the cover. And I was like, ooh, this cover looks really nice. Let me just get it. And I didn't read the synopsis. And then I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, it's set in 2011 and it's in a school. I'm like, great. But as I'm reading it, I'm kind of liking the vibes so far. It's academic, yes. It's not dark, but it's academic. And I'm kind of liking that art academic vibe. Maybe I like art academic or something. I don't know if that exists. I have no idea. But anyways, I'm gonna drink my coffee. I have some work to do. I'll probably change this sweater because I can't wear this sweater all day, although I would really love to. It's so comfortable and it's really cold in this house right now. So maybe I will. I don't know. I'll think about it. But anyways, so yeah, you can watch me work for a little bit and then later on I'll read my book. Meetings are done for today. I'm so tired. And I'm so happy that these meetings are over because it's Friday and I'm just ready to relax. I'm reading, I mentioned earlier, I'm reading Lone Women, and I'm doing the audiobook of that's not right. I'm listening, my arm hurts. I need to, how can I do this? There we go. So yes, I'm listening to an audiobook of Lone Women, and like it just got better. Because as I mentioned before, it was a little bit slow at the beginning and I was like, what's happening? Like, what's going on? And now it's picked up. So I'm going to continue reading this, but I also want to mention that last night as I was trying to read and then was falling asleep and then tried to fall asleep, but then couldn't sleep because my eyes were just open like this. I went on my computer and I requested a few arcs on NetGalley, 2 arcs on NetGalley. Let me get them. Okay. So one of them is Happiness Falls by Angie Kim. And the other one is The Quiet Stillness of Empty Houses. And I forgot to say, actually, for genres that I like to read, I also, in addition to like a specific kind of historical fiction, some horror and thrillers and like getting into classics and all that stuff, I like it when like horrors and thrillers, I like when they're set around like the premise of a house where, you know, there's something wrong with the house or there's something wrong with the people inside the house or the house is moving or something with the house. Like I don't mind that kind of premise, although like it does tend to have the same kind of tropes of, you know, the people in there are, or the house, the darkness of the house represents the darkness of the people or whatever. But I seem to really like that. Another book that I really enjoyed reading was 2 books actually that I enjoyed reading. One was The Hacienda, which I loved. I actually really loved it. I know some people didn't, but I actually really did. That's a 5 stars, I think. And then the other one was Mexican Gothic. I really liked that one. I think I gave it a 4 stars, but maybe I could probably reread that one and I may actually just give it a 5 because I don't know why I gave it 4 stars. Or I like books based around the premise of a scary house kind of thing, haunted house, stuff like that. But anyways, so yeah, so that's why this one, The Quiet Stillness of Empty Houses, that one intrigued me. I was like, oh, houses, okay. And that one was readily available to request, or to download, I should say. So I downloaded that one and then I requested Happiness Falls and my request was accepted. So those are 2 that I'm gonna read. I'm gonna see like if I'm like in the mood for them. I do have to make reviews for them. I don't want to be rude by requesting a book and then not reviewing it. Like that's rude. So I'm gonna see when I can make time for them. I definitely will, because I'm interested in reading them. And for right now, I'm gonna continue reading Lone Women. It is 2:08. Maybe I'll read it for about an hour or so. I'll listen to it on audiobook, listen and read at the same time, and we'll see how far I get with this.
after I see Dad is learning, I'm gonna come back.
Okay. Okay. So it is Sunday. Yesterday, I took my daughter and we both went to the Word on the Street book festival, which I had at the time never heard of until like a month ago. And it's a big independent book festival that happens in Toronto. I don't know if it happens every year. This is the first time that I've ever heard of it, and yeah, it was really good. It was a lot of fun. I got a lot of footage. We bought a lot of books, firstly. We ate corn. We also had churros, which I think I forgot to film. We had churros with chocolate sauce and caramel.
Can I turn this button on?
No, not when you're here. If you're gonna be here, you could be here, just you can't turn the button on. You have to close the door. Okay? And you can't turn that button on.
I'll not.
You'll not. Okay, good. Are you going on the bed?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's what we did yesterday, and I didn't film after that just because we were planning to stay there for maybe I was planning to stay there with my daughter for about 3 hours.
Sorry.
I cannot believe I tooted. So the plan was to stay there for just like 3 hours. I didn't know how long my daughter would be able to make it, but she had the best time ever, and we ended up staying there for about 6 hours. So by the time we got back home, it was maybe 6 o'clock, and she was tired. She went to sleep right away, and I was really tired. I just filmed the footage from yesterday, and that was it. I didn't even show you guys what we got, but we ended up getting a few books. So should I show them what I bought you? You want me to? Yeah? Okay.
Can I read one?
Sure, I'll give it to you right after I'm done. So I'll just show you the little things I got for her. So a Pokemon activity book that came with a little toy. You get that. Peppa Pig. Gabby's Dollhouse. You can have that too.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And then Room on the Broom. She read this last October during Halloween, and she loved it, and as soon as she saw it, she was like, I want that one. And we got it at the BMV booth. We got it from the BMV booth. So there you go. Okay, now on to the good stuff that I got. So the first book that I got was...
I'll show them.
You gonna pass it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay, yes, this is the first book that I got. So the first book that I got was My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. This is a very popular book on BookTube that I haven't read yet. The back of the book, though, says, this book packs all the magic of a summer horror flick. That was a quote from Bustle. So it's a summer horror flick. So I'm going to read it this summer, hopefully. And I got this one from the Little Ghost Books booth. They are located on 930 Dundas Street West. It is a horror book, so if anybody here is a horror fanatic, definitely make your way down, if you're in Toronto, to Little Ghost Books. They also had a section for graphic novels, so they probably have in their store a nice selection of graphic novels as well. So yes, this is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. The next book that I got, I'm gonna put this here. You're gonna pass me the next one? Was that the next one that I got? I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. The next book that I got was Hotline by Dimitri Nasrallah. So this one was published by Esplanade Books, which is located in Montreal. I got it from the Literary Press Group of Canada booth. So I won't go into any detail about what the books are about, just because it's like, it'll be a long vlog. But this one...
After you're done talking, can you read me a book?
Yes, I could when I bought a book, I also got a free tote bag, which is very cute. So it says, a beach read is just a book at the beach. I got it because of the colors. There was another one that they had with like books on it, and I felt for some reason that I already had a bag like that, but I didn't. But anyways, this is the one that I received for free. The next book that I got was Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I'm not a big romance reader, and most romances just kind of don't do it for me. If you look at maybe some of the ratings that I've given other romance books, it's usually like 3 or 2, and some of those ones are some of the most popular. But then there's other romance books that I'm like, oh my gosh, I really like this one, and I give it a 5. I picked this up, Happily Ever After Books.ca, and they are a subscription, a romance subscription box. I think it's a Canadian company. So yes, they are a Canadian company, and it is a romance subscription box that you can subscribe to if you are a lover of romance books. Each month, I'll read off their information here. So each month, the box includes 1 new release for that month, bookmarks, stickers, and 2 to 4 additional items. So that's pretty cool. If you are a romance reader at heart, you may love this subscription box. And none of this is sponsored. I just was at the Toronto Word on the Street, and they were there, and they had this really cool floral display that a lot of people were going to and taking pictures. I didn't take a picture there, but I did get it on footage, and it was really nice, and it kind of made me want to go in, and that's why I ended up going in and buying this book. So we'll see if I read it at some point when I need a little bit of romance in my life. So that's Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. The next book that I got is Pacifique, or Pacific, or Pacifique. I'm gonna say Pacifique because in French, Q-U-E is Pacifique. And this one is written by Sarah L. Taggart. She wrote the story based off of her own experience. This book was published by Coach House Books, a publishing company based right here in Toronto as well. They have some really great titles, and I saw this. The cover is really cool, and I had seen this cover many times before, and I knew I wanted to read the book. And as soon as I saw the cover on the table, I was like, okay, I have to get this book. So I got that one. The next book that I got, the next 2 books actually that I got were both published by ECW, another Toronto-based publisher. And the first one I got is a small one actually, and this one is The Annual Migration of Clouds. And I was debating whether to get this one, and then somebody next to me said, oh, she really loved this book, and that was just enough for me to be like, okay, yeah, I'll get that one, I'll buy it. And plus, look at the cover. The cover is so cool with the bird and the branches around it. I don't know if you can see those branches. That is The Annual Migration of Clouds by, I forgot, Premi Mohammed. So yeah, I'm interested in reading this book. I think it's like a climate disaster, end of the world kind of stuff. So I don't know. And the last title is also kind of like a dystopic, I believe. I don't know why I picked up dystopic titles, but we'll see. What really got me was part of the synopsis, which is set in a dystopic Toronto within a condo tower. They call it a gleaming condo tower, and I was like, ooh, that was enough for me to be like, yeah, I want to read this book. So when I saw it, I grabbed it. So this is The Marigold by Andrew F. Sullivan, and if you can see the colors, and if you can see the colors in the cover, I just love the pink and the gold and the black background. So those were all the books that I got. Oh shoot, I forgot, and I'm looking at it right over there. I forgot that I got one more book. Oh, I forgot that I had gotten this book too. So I got this one at the BMV table. So the BMV is a discounted bookstore in Toronto. They carry, I believe, mostly backlist books, but new backlist books. Some used, but mostly like new condition backlist books. I believe. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think well, I haven't been in there for a very long time, but whenever I used to go in there, I don't think I remember ever seeing new released books at the store. So anyways, when we were there, my daughter had picked up or seen the broom book. I don't remember where she put it. Here it is. My daughter had seen the Room on the Broom, and then I saw Dune, and this one I believe is the first one, and it was like $6.99, and I was like, I might as well just get it because I've been interested in wanting to read Dune. I did watch the movie, which is not usually what I do. I usually read the book first and then I watch the movie. But in this case, because it's a science fiction book and I've been trying to get a little bit into science fiction, I felt it would be better for me to watch the movie, get to know what the world is about, and then read the book, because then at least I'd understand what the world is about. So in any case, that was the last book I got. So I wanted to update you on my reading for Lone Women. I finally finished it, and for me it's going to be a 3 stars. I didn't hate it, but I didn't completely like it. What really interested me was there were different female characters, all of them who are going to live in this homestead in Montana. Well, one of them in particular, Adelaide, who has this very deep dark secret that she has been carrying with her that is pretty much replicated as like a trunk that she is carrying with her on her journey after her parents are killed. And it looks like she may have killed them, but as we go through the story some more, we realize that actually she was not the one who killed them. I'm not going to say anything more about it, just because like a lot of the big reveals are part of the story, and I would just be giving away all of the plot. The horror part of this book, like although very gory, it was not really cutting it for me. I wasn't really into it as much as I thought I would be. I really did want to get into it because I mean, look at this cover. Like, we know something's up here, but it just wasn't like strong writing for me. And I did like Adelaide as a character. I liked the secrets that she had been keeping, and I could feel for her. But in some moments, I was just like, I'm bored. In some moments of the book, I was bored, and mainly I was kind of bored with some of the other characters. I feel like it's one of those books where after reading it, I saw like a small interview with the author, and he did a lot of research about these women who had homestead in Montana, and it's kind of not based off a true story, but it takes from history, and that was very interesting to me, because I really like the idea of all these women who live all together in this homestead in Montana. That's very interesting. I feel like maybe I would probably try to give this book like another reread just because of that historical side of it. Had I known about it, I probably would have kept that in my mind. I don't know what to say about it. It's kind of like this is my first vlog, my first reading vlog, and like the first book I'm reading is like 3 stars, unfortunately, but I might give it a reread. I might. I know that Victor Laval, he wrote Changeling, and apparently a lot of people really like Changeling. Maybe I might give that one a try, but I'm just gonna set that aside for now, and I'm gonna continue reading all the other books that I'm reading in the meantime, which is Sirens and Muses, which I'm still reading. I haven't really got through any pages because I was trying to finish Lone Women. So that's that one, as well as Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I'm going to continue reading that next week or this coming week. And I'm also going to continue reading on my Kindle Happiness Falls by Angie Kim. I think that's it for this vlog. I think I got a lot of footage. I mean, my SD card was super full, and that was a new SD card. So yeah, I think that's all for today. Please follow me if you're interested in the books that I'm reading, if you're interested in what else I'm gonna be reading or doing other reading activities that I'll be doing. Please subscribe down below. Follow me on Instagram at Serena Loves Reading, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye.